Hello everybody, and come with me to set up this blank Stalogy notebook that I will be using for the end of December going into January, starting on Monday, December 30th. I don't go based off of whenever the month starts. I just go based off of how the weeks break down, and I need it to be a Monday start. I don't care if the first of the year doesn't start on a Monday. I need it to be the way that I need it for my brain. And so I am going to be putting the majority of my weeklies and my monthly overviews into some Sterling ink dated inserts, which I showed in my update 2025 system. But I need this book to be ready to go for the first 5 weeks of the year at the very least, which I think that's all that's really going to fit in here. So this is going to be for the weeks of, and let me write this down just on a little sticky note so I don't forget. Let me find my pen. This is going to be for Monday, December 30th through Sunday, February 2nd. And that's 5 weeks. Okay. So I do 2 days, 2 pages per day. So I need 70 daily pages. I need 35 journaling pages because I journal about a page per day, give or take. And then I need 4 pages per week outlined. And so that's going to be 20 pages total. And I'm going to do this in a bundled format. I'm going to go weeklies, dailies, weeklies, dailies, weeklies, dailies. I've been doing that in my current book and I really enjoy that. So first things first, I just have these little sticky notes that I'm going to use to help me map some things out. I'm not going to use this flyleaf page, and I'll put like a deco page here. So this is going to be the start of January. This is going to be 12/30 through 1/5. So for each page, I'm gonna need 14 plus 4, 16 pages total. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. And then this will start the following week. And make sure I math this correctly. I need 2 pages per day plus 4 pages per week. So 14 plus 4 is 18. Okay, so that's 18 pages. Double check that I did this correctly. So this is going to start actually on this page. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. This will be for the week of 1/6 through 1/12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. This will be for the week of 1/13, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. And this will be for, oh, hold on, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. This will be for the week of 1/20 through 1/26, correct? This is 1/13, yes, 1/20, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Then finally 1/27 through 2/2. 1/27 through 2/2. Okay, perfect. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Okay, so that means that the next little chunk of pages that I need to outline is going to be for my goal planning, because these 4 pages per week is my recurring plus communication log and my inbox for work. And what that looks like is, in my current system, is in here at the beginning of each week, I put the inbox by category, I have my dailies, and then I have a daily recurring task plus communication log. And so I'm gonna keep that set up the same. I have a horizontal weekly and a vertical weekly for planning for other things that will be inserts in my TN system that are already predated. But I need some space for my goal planning. And so I need 2 pages per week for goal planning. So this is gonna be goal planning. And I need 5 weeks. So that's 10 pages total. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Then I need some pages for my networking notes. So this is networking. I'm in 2 networking groups and we have regular meetings and I have to take notes. I need roughly 1 page per week for my networking notes. I'll use like 1 page per meeting typically, and I'm gonna give myself 1 page per meeting plus an extra 2 pages. So I'll have 5 meetings. So I'll give myself 2, 4, 6. I'll give myself 8 pages. So I'm gonna give myself 8 pages total, just in case there's extra, and if I don't use those pages, it's fine. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. So I'm gonna just hold this page here, and now I need to give myself some journaling pages. So I need 35 pages total. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34. I'm gonna give myself 36. Now this last little page back here, I don't put anything on. This usually becomes a pen test page. So I'm going to journal here. And then this means that all these pages in between are just blank notes. So this is gonna be notes. Okay? Notes, pages. And then what I'll end up doing is I'll end up numbering everything so that I can index it. So this page actually is gonna be the index. So this is perfect, index. I can just go right here because I do index my books. I enjoyed setting up my current book I'm using with just pen and marker. And I'm gonna just follow the same principles here. I'll leave this page blank for now, but this is gonna be page number and topic. And I love the Stalogy books that are margined because it gives me room to write the page numbers at the bottom, but also gives me room to put headers at the top. So let's pick a Tombow. This is the closest one to me. It says 992 Sand, I think. Index. And let's put a little bit of washi down at the bottom. I'm gonna just go my drawer, see what's at the front. I need to do a washi declutter. It's been on my list for forever. And I'm gonna just grab the first neutral-ish washi that I've got. And we're going to stick it down at the bottom here. This washi in particular is from Taylor Ryan Design. She came out with in November and I didn't need it. I definitely wanted it, but it was so perfect for my style. And knowing that I'm gonna be decluttering some of my washi, I wanted to bring in some that I knew would be like staples. Okay, so that's my index. And what I'm gonna do here is, this is gonna be my December 30th through January 5th. And I call this the overview. This is where I will parse out client work versus admin versus marketing, et cetera, in this page. So that means that this is gonna be Monday the 30th, Tuesday, 31, Wednesday, the 1st, Thursday the 2nd, Friday the 3rd, and I've been currently putting Saturday, Sunday together, but lately I found myself wishing that I was giving myself 2 days for Saturday and Sunday, so that's what we're gonna do going into this book. Sunday 5, and this is gonna be December 30th through January 5, recurring and communication. And then I'll set up the actual spread when I get there. So this then becomes January 1 through 6 overview. We're gonna go Monday, 6 through 12. I can read numbers. This is why whiteout exists, my friends. 6 through 12. January 6 through 12. And I like the white paper. I know some people love cream paper, but I am not a cream paper person. Tuesday, 7. Wednesday, 8. Thursday, 9. Friday, 10. Saturday, 11. Make sure I'm not skipping pages. Sunday, 12. Jan 6 through 12. Recurring and comms. Perfect. Oh, did I skip a page or do I have a little extra page? See, this is why it's good to like, okay, I must have grabbed these 2 pages together. So now this is going to become January 13 through 19 overview. Monday the 13th. Tuesday the 14th. Wednesday the 15th. Make sure I didn't skip a page. Thursday 16th. Friday the 17th. Saturday the 18th. Sunday the 19th. And January 13 through 19. Recurring and communication. Wonderful. Looks like I'm gonna get a couple extra pages back on my notes section, which is beautiful. And the next week is gonna be January 20th through 26th. Overview. Monday, 20th. Tuesday the 21st. I've been really loving just lately this kind of really like messy style of planning. It's been letting me feel very lived in my books, and I like that there's no pressure. And I'm really pleased with just my choice to use a half-year Stalogy as like the main book for like dailies and notes, and then keeping some of my other stuff out into inserts. So this is January 20 through 26. Recurring and communication. Perfect. And the final week here will be January 27 through February 2nd. Overview. And I may break out the sections for this in advance at some point, but for now, I just like to know that it's like dedicated. Like, we've got this. This is Monday 27, Tuesday the 28th, Wednesday 29, Thursday the 30th, Friday the 31st, we're going Saturday the 1st, and then Sunday the 2nd. Cool. So that's how that's gonna work. Then, last but not least, January 27th through Feb 2, recurring and comms. I love this big space at the top of the Stalogy paper. Okay, perfect. All right, then we're gonna have goal planning. So this is gonna be actually mapped out, dedicated to each week. So we're gonna have the first week of 12/30 through 1/5. We're gonna have 1/6 through the 12th. I don't like how that's written out. I want the actual like months abbreviated. December 30th through January 5th. January 6th through 12th. January 13th through 19th. January 20th through 26th. January 27th through Feb 2. Cool. Then, see, we have extra pages now. This is going to be networking meetings. So, networking. We're going to try it at the top. So 2, 4. And then this is my go-to header style where I write like the block letters behind and then I just do cursive over the top. Wonderful. Okay, and I can get rid of some of these sticky notes now that I have this mapped out. Networking, and then notes will go here, and then journal will go here. And so this is how I'm going to do this. And I'm actually going to use, I got a few more 2025 prep pieces here from Dandelion Diaries, and I'm very excited about this. So I'm planning on using these on my monthly and weekly inserts. I love the little sparkles for my Sterling ink booklets. Maybe we'll see how this goes. But I like that I have these little tabs here. So there's actually a notes and a goals. And then I got a set of blank tabs that I can write in whatever I want. I love that she has these blank tab options. So we're going to, I don't think necessarily need to tab out the weeklies. If I'm quite honest, I will just likely use like an index clip. I wish I had like a little weekly tab, but that's okay. I might just say, maybe I'll use a blank one here. And maybe title it plans. So let me grab a .005 pen. Itty bitty, a micron, Pigma, .005. So we're gonna just write plans. Yay, did I write that in the correct direction? Oh, I did that backwards. Okay, this is what whiteout is for, my friends. All right, not bad. I don't need to be perfect. I just need it to be like close. And then I'll mark the page that I'm on with a bottom tab, a Midori index clip. So this is this first little section here. So we're going to just plans. Is this correct? Okay. Whee. And then we've got the networking notes. No, we have goals. And that starts here, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna pick this little goals. Off here. And we're going to, where did I put this first tab? The first three, so maybe 2, 3, the second 3, 1, 2, 3. Ta-da. I might even white this out just a little bit more, if I'm being quite honest, and print a real tiny, like, clear label with the word plans on it, and then stick that on there. I think I'll like that better, because I can match the typewriter font. Is this being fussy? Yes. Do I care? Absolutely not. It's my book, and I'll be as fussy as I want to be, but I have a little label maker, so I can do this pretty painlessly. And then just that little star. Okay, perfect. So I'll go back and fix that later. I have those Nimbot label makers. Okay, goals. Then networking, which I'll do the same thing here. I'm gonna pick a little blank tab, and I'm not gonna use one of the sparkle ones. I'll add the little label here in a second. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's drop this here. Goals, good. Networking. And then notes will go here. And so these notes are just anything. It's whatever I need to write down. Very bullet journal method style. This is blank. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm just blocking it out in thirds. So they're more or less lined up, but I'm not expecting them to be perfect. I just like having tabs. Why? I don't know. So I can take this out. I just like knowing where the different sections are. They don't really serve a super functional purpose, although it has been helpful to have some of this stuff outlined in my other book, which is great. Yay. And then this will be the journaling section. So I need to add a tab on this page. Again, I might just use, I think I'm gonna use a sparkle one for this. And I will figure out how to make the text super tiny another day. So it's 12. So 3, 6, 9, 12. No, that needs to go up to here. Aha, yes. Perfect. And this will be journal. So let me go ahead and grab my little label maker, and I'm gonna just make me some little labels. So I've got the Nimbot label maker, which is really quite nice. Let me see if I have white in here, and I want my clear paper. So let's get clear paper in here. I have clear paper for this. Oh, there's the roll. I like having the option for white versus clear. And this has to go in like that. And let me just roll this up a little bit more so I don't lose any precious. Ta-da! Cool. Close. I need to make little labels. So let's open my little Nimbot app. I'm going to turn this on. Do do do. Connected. Okay. So I need a plans, networking, and journal. So I need to figure out the text and font. I want it to be a similar typewriter font, if I can find one that's maybe free. That one looks close enough. Okay, so font, I'm gonna trash that. I need plans. Okay, done. We're gonna make it real tiny. It's gotta fit real tiny. And then I need can I just duplicate? And I need this to say network, and then journal. Now let me print these and see if they come out the right size. It's something I won't know until I give it a try. Oh. That did not work. Did I put this in upside down? No. Haha, there we go. Okay, that might be too tiny. Okay, so those are a little too small. Cancel. I'm gonna make them slightly bigger. Print. Hey, that's a little bit better. Okay, so let me just chop this off. And we're gonna go and take this guy, journal, and I need two, so I need one more. Yay, okay, journal, and drop that. And then same with networking. You come over here. Networking. Yay, and then plans. Is this fussy? Yes. Do I care? No. Plans. Wonderful. Okay, now move this over here. I need these. Whee! Plans, and then that's a blank piece. Where did the actual one go? There it is. Oh, these are so itty bitty. Whee! Okay. And then journal. Okay. With that being said, let's go ahead and assemble these. I need tweezers for this process. This is not happening without tweezers, my friends. So let's do the first one. Let's get my plans off the sticker paper. And take the tweezers, and we're going to just oh, that was brilliant. Yay. Okay, I like how that turned out. Plans. Where's the other one? I like that this clear sticker paper for these labels is not difficult to release from its backing. Hey, that looks better than me handwriting it. Okay, then we need networking. So I'm gonna put those two to the side. I'm afraid I'm gonna like knock one of these little tiny pieces off. Oh no, there we go. And I'm never gonna be able to find it again. Networking. This is here. Network. That's crooked. And still crooked. But it's sticking. No, don't stick yet. I might have to trim a little bit off of that one. So I left the clear piece a little bit too big. And same thing here. We're gonna go networking, and then I'm just gonna take off this little bit of clear sticker paper that's still sticking up at the top. And a corner. Yay, okay. Then journals, last one. And of course I can't find one of them. Me sets it to the side so I don't lose it. Me still loses one of the tiny little pieces. Journal. Can I find it? Oh, here it is. Yay! It just flipped upside down. It caught on my sleeve and it flipped upside down, and I knew that was going to happen. Okay, journal, whee. And now all of the things have names. This has me very tempted to pick up some more of these blank tabs because I like this, because I don't necessarily need all of the months, but I like having the option for the blank tabs. So now we can see, let's see if that'll come into focus. So I have plans, goals, networking, notes, and then my journal section. And that's what's gonna be in here for the first like 5 weeks of the new year. And this is plenty of notes pages for me for that amount of time, which is great. So I'm not gonna feel crunched for space, which means that when I do sort of the next 4 weeks in here, 4 weeks will even fit more comfortably in this book than 5 weeks does. I'm very excited about that. So I will likely have a book per month, give or take. Okay, so now I want to just do a little, I got these cute nameplate stickers again from Dandelion Diaries. Her shop is very affordable, and I was planning on getting my little divider tabs from Coffee Monsters Co., but then there was like this big strike for the Canada Post, and I'm like, it already takes a little while for her shop to ship, which is totally fine, but I wanted some of my stuff sooner, and I was like, I wonder if my Dandelion Diaries put out some planner stuff, and that is good, except for that's a little uncentered. Can I unstick this? Or is it just gonna, nope, we're gonna just leave that. And I'm going to take a brush pen. I had to turn off my label maker so the battery doesn't die. this planner belongs to. That's not the brush pen I want. Where's my other brush pen? I don't love these hard tip of the Furunosuke pens. I like this Faber-Castell brush pen better. I just feel like it writes. It's more of a soft tip. Not even like a soft tip, it's almost like a medium tip pen. Perfect. And then I want to put a little cute 2025 die cut. Let's go to my stickers over in my other sticker book. I want to use one of these die cuts from Planner Monkey Co. that I got to start with. Actually, no, I want to use this one from Planning with Kay. It was part of a freebie. I'm gonna just, no, I want it off to the side here. Okay, perfect. So nameplate 2025, nothing else happened there. Index, weeklies. Now the only other thing I need to do is go through and do my little page 1, page 2, page 3. I won't make you guys sit through that. I usually do it in gray pen, but in this book I did it in black pen and I'm digging it. So I think I'll just do the black pen again. So when I go to index the book, I have a reference, and the paper has like a margin down at the bottom. So there's actually space for me to write without digging into the grid space that I'll use. So, oh, that's not page 1. That's page 2 technically. So page 1 is here. So page 1, page 2, and I'll number it through the end of my notes pages because I don't need my journaling pages numbered because I don't index those. Those are just extra. So I will only number through to the ends of my notes pages before I hit the journal pages. And that will help me index this book very similarly to how I have indexed this current book here, which is the current Stalogy that I'm in for the last couple weeks of November into December. So with that being said, I think the only other thing I want to do is put a vinyl decal on. Now I currently have this One More Chapter decal on, which I think is so pretty from Planner Monkey Co. And I just don't know what I want my decal to be for this first book of the year. I have this, where did it go? The Audacity tarot card that I kind of like. I feel like that's a good vibe for starting the new year. So maybe I just, yeah. Going into 2025 with some Audacity, I think is a good move. All right, and that's gonna be like my January book. And that's how I set up these blank notebooks, how I divvy them up with my daily pages and the notes pages that I know I'll need. And this is the first time I'm gonna be keeping some of my weeklies and my monthlies into different sections. And I think that this is gonna really work. I'm very excited about this. So my index, my little nameplate, my index going into my weekly overview, plus 2 pages per day, plus the daily recurring and overview, and then going into the next week. Then I have for each week for my goals reflection, so I can put my goals, my first, second, and third goal, plus a quadrant for wins I've had, what's working, what's not working, and adjustments to make for the following week for these 5 weeks, plus any networking meeting notes that I take when I go to networking meetings. Then I've got my notes pages, which is just free for all notes pages. Then for lists, for collections, for whatever I need to do. Then I've got my journaling section back here with at least a page per day for journaling, which is about what I average in a TN size notebook. And that is my setup for my January book. If you guys have any questions, let me know. This is the first time I've shown this whole process of how I section out the pages in real time and how I predetermine what's going where. And if you have any questions for me on this process, let me know. And I'd be happy to answer them. If you guys like this video, go ahead and smash that like button and please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'd love to have you here. Thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you on the next one.